Hello students. So today we will see about objects in JavaScript. In previous lecture we have seen about introduction to JavaScript language. What is JavaScript? Why we need JavaScript? What are the features of JavaScript? And the control statements we are using in JavaScript. So as we discussed, JavaScript is an object oriented language. Object oriented means whatever we are going to display, whatever we are going to display on web page, that is object, and the properties and methods of that object we are displaying. For example, if we are going to display or we are going to open one form, that form is one object, and the properties of that form like name, action, method, that are properties of that form. The methods we are using for that form like submit, reset, like that. So JavaScript is an object based scripting language. What is meant by object? Object is an any entity. Object is an any entity having state means properties and behavior means methods. Whatever we are going to deal with this object, that are properties or methods. These objects can group data together with the functions we need to manipulate. An object can group data together with the functions need to manipulate it. For example, around us we have some objects like this board. This board is one of the object. The color of this board is property of this object. This board is displaying us something. So display is method, the behavior of this board. For example, we will see some other example like table, TV, chair, car, cycle, like that. If we take example of the car, and if we suppose car is our object means any entity, anything. So car is any entity, one thing. This is one object. So what may be the properties related with this car? It may have different colors, it may have different models, it may have different averages, like that. So these are the properties. And methods means behavior. Means car can start, can stop, can use brake, can drive, like that. So these are the methods of this object. So do you got what mean by object? Object is an any entity having state means properties and behavior. And our why we are discussing about objects? Because our JavaScript is an object oriented language. And the properties and method, if we want to access, for that purpose we will use this operator, this full stop symbol, dot symbol. This operator we use to access the properties and methods. Whenever we are calling properties, we are not using opening ending brackets, but whenever we are using methods, we need to use opening ending bracket. This is the syntax for the to call properties and methods. What is the syntax? Name of object dot name of that property, and to call the method, name of that object dot name of that particular method, and opening ending bracket. In JavaScript we have some built-in objects which are already available in JavaScript, that are math objects, string object, array object, date object, etc. We will see these objects in further lecture. If we want to create, if we want to create user defined objects, then we need to use new keyword. We need to use new keyword. We will see in next example in detail about that. Next, document object model. Document object model. When our HTML is loaded into web browser, means whenever we are running our program, we are executing our program, what we are doing, we are opening our web browser and then we'll open our file. Then whatever we are getting one window and one simple output regarding that. For example, let we will see here. If I want to execute one HTML program, I need to open a browser. This is my web browser, Chrome. I will open here one file. Here any program, do while, multiplication table or for loop. See here I select the program. What I got? I got one window. On that window, what I got? One document page. On that, whatever the things I want to display, I displayed here or I got here. This is my output. So this is our document object. This is what? One document object which I got on this window. On the blank window, I got one document. On that document, whatever I want to print the output, it will come. So this document object means what? Or a document object model means what? This is programming interface for HTML and for XML. For HTML and for XML. The document object model is a programming interface for HTML and XML. HTML stands for hypertext markup language and XML stands for extensible markup language. This represents the page so that program can change the document structure, style and content. Document object means what? This is just simple programming interface for HTML or XML documents. By using that page, we can change the document structure, style and content. As we seen in our advanced web designing, we used HTML tags, form tags, and in that we use some properties like color. We use some h1 tags, p tag, and we displayed some headings or paragraph, and we change the color of that headings, change the color of that paragraphs. So document object model means what? It's just simple programming interface for HTML and XML documents which represents the page so that program we can change the document structure, style and content in that document. So this is about document object model. It has the hierarchy as like this. Hierarchy tree diagram. First, when we execute the program, what we are getting? We get the window object. That window object is having 4 other objects. What are those? Location object, document object, navigator object and history object. We don't have these 3 things in detail. We have document somewhat in detail. Just keep it in mind, window object has 4 objects: location object, document object, navigator object and history objects. This document object is again having other tags or other objects. For example, anchor tag or anchor object, image tag or image object, link object, form object, etc. We are using on this document object. And this document object is displayed on this window object. These document objects having some properties and some methods. some properties and some methods. We will see about that. Here we already studied in HTML program. After declaration of this HTML, we use the head tag, and in head section what we are doing, we are defining the other informative tags. So this head is property of the document object. We use title tag to display title of the window. So this title returns the title of that document. URL tag, we can use URL tag, so it will return the full URL. What is the long form of URL? Universal Resource Locator, means the full path of that HTML document. It will return full path of that HTML document. Next, we can use other properties like body, image. So whatever the main things we want to enter, main contents we want to display on the document, for that purpose we use body tag. For example, if I want to display a button on as the output, then what I need to do? I need to call one form tag in body tag, and in that form tag I need to use input type is equal to button. So I can get button as an output, So this body tag, image tag, these are also properties of this document object model. By using, we will get that particular elements respectively. In yesterday's program, we have see this for loop program. We will go through these programs once again. In this for loop program, we use for loop, one control statement. In that I have written document dot write I, means value of the I. It will write value of the I where on document, where on document. So dot write, and after that I use this opening ending bracket. So this is the method of this document. This is the method of this document. Document dot write. What this is doing? Why we are using this? Just I want to print the value of I on that document page. That's why I am using this method. So which method I can use? I can use either dot write, either or dot write ln, means it will write the statement as well as it will add a new line of character, new line character. Means next letter it will add on new line. Or I can use get element by id, or get element by id. For example, in any tag, if I use this id equal to some value, if in any tag I use the attribute id equal to some value, then I can call this tag by using this id parameter. I can call this tag by using this id parameter. Here in your textbook, they already given one sample program. In that, document.getElement by id into bracket para. Para is the name of this id attribute which we already given in this p tag. So if we want to call any other element, that element we need to first write id attribute, and we need to give one value to that id attribute. So when we want to call that element, we need to pass a method dot get element by id into bracket name of that id. Next, So these are some methods and properties of document object model, whichever that for document object we have some properties like head, title, URL, body or image, and method what we are using write ln and get element by id. Next we will go to window object. So window object is the top level object in our hierarchy. See, in this hierarchy, window object is top level object. So this is also known as parent object. This is also known as parent object. This window object helps to display one window. We no need to call this object. By default, when we execute our program, by default our browser open one window. We are not calling that object, then also it open the window. Then that's why it is created by browser automatically. No need to call this window object every time. By default, first object is created by the browser automatically, and it will display to us, and the contents it will display on the document of this window. This window also having some properties and methods. We will see with example. We will see with example here window object. I want to display one window, and on that window I want to display one button. So on click of that button, I want to open again another window. So for this purpose, I wrote this program. In that case, what I have to do? I need to take one form. In that form, I need to use input type button. So whenever I am executing the program, my browser first display me one window. On that window, it will display one document. On that document, it will display this form. On this form, it will display one button, which is having the value as create new window. And on a click event of this button, I am going to call one function, make new window. This is user defined function, which is defined by me. It is not it is I need to write programming code for this because I want to open another window. Already my browser given me one window. On that window it given me one form. On that form it given me one button. But on the click of that button I want to display another window. So for that purpose I need to write other program. And that program, that this function I will write in the script tag, like, see, here I will take one variable. This variable equal to, which variable I want to take? This is not any string, this is not any number. Variable means we can take a number, string, like that. But I don't want to take a number or string. What I want to take one object, and I want to assign that object to this variable. So for that purpose, how I can do that? I can write name of the variable equal to window, equal to window dot method of that window. What is the method? Dot open into bracket. Here first I can pass URL, any file path, which window I want to open. If I want to open the window for Google, then I need to write here Google path. If I want to window for Yahoo, I need to write here Yahoo file path. Here name, whatever the name I want to display for that window. So this is my, I will write here sample window. This is my name. Next, height and width of the window. I will assign some height and width attributes. and I want to write some text on that window. So how can I write? New win, this is my variable with window object, new win dot document, on the document of that window dot write, what I want to write, this is new window, this is new window. So we will see the output for this. Let's check. See, by default my browser given me one window, on document of this window it given me one form, on that form it has one button. Now this window is by default window, first window, but I want to create new window, another window on the click of that button, and for that I have wrote this function, this program will check on the click of this what is going to happen. See, it opens one window, it opens one blank window, and what I did here, in that blank window, again on the document of that window I wrote this heading, this is new window. So this is new window. I'm calling this program second time without refreshing, it's come on second line. Once I close, I'll refresh. See, this is new window, the window with 500 height and width, and the heading, this is new window. So for the what I did here, just I took one variable with any name, I have assigned this window object, and I used the dot open method. This is the method. In that if here I passed one name, this is the name which is given by user, this is the path of the window, whatever which path or which web page we want to open, that file path I need to pass here. And here I want to display one heading, that's why I have written new win dot document dot write. Next, if I want to display one message box, how can I write? I can write like this, new window dot alert, new win dot alert into bracket. If you want to display any message, you can display that message, or you want to display name of the window, then you can call it name. This name is the property of this window. So new win dot name, new win dot name will get the output sample window, will get the output sample window. Okay, this is our window, and on that we will get the one message box, that is alert box. If I want to display any confirmation box, then what I can write? I can write new win dot confirm, ending bracket, do you want to exit? You guys are now using mobile phones, tabs, computers. In that sometimes you are getting some confirmation message, right? Whenever you are installing any app, and if you want to delete that app or uninstall that app, then your mobile asking you one confirmation box. Do you want to delete this? That is our confirmation box. Message box and confirmation box both are different things. Message just simply displaying message. Confirmation box display message, as well as it will give us two buttons. One is OK, one is cancel. It is asking us, do you want to do this thing? It is asking us, do you want to do this thing? If we are OK and we press OK, the action will happen, and if we are not OK, we click on cancel, the action will cancel automatically. So this confirmation box, to open this confirmation box we will use dot confirm method, So we will see the output. We check the output. Simple window first, it will display message. Next, it will display confirmation box. Do you want to exit? Okay, cancel. Right now, whichever button I click, it will not give any action because I haven't write any program for that. I need to write program. After click on OK, what will happen? On click on cancel, what will happen? So it is just displaying to us. Like that way, whatever the properties we are having for window, name which returns and sets name of the window, location which returns location of the window, document which returns document of the window, status which sets or returns text in the status bar. Do you know where is the status bar? Whenever we are opening the window, at downside one bar is there, but nowadays our browsers are not displaying this status bar. Old browsers were supporting this property, so they were displaying, but nowadays these advanced browsers are not displaying any status bar. Status bar, status displaying text in the status bar. Close, it returns boolean value which indicates the window is closed or not. And the properties, which properties we can use for window object? Alert, to display alert means message box with OK button. Confirmation, to display confirmation box we use confirm method with OK and cancel button. Third method, prompt. If we want to get input from user, then we use this prompt method. Means for example, we can display one message like enter your value, and next line it will display one text box to us to enter the value. Next, open method, just to open the new window. Close method, to close the current window. Blur method, once we remove the focus from that window, means we click on that window, that means we set focus, and once we click outside the window, that means we blur, we remove the focus of that current window. So these two methods, blur, it removes the focus from the window, focus, it sets the focus to the current window. The print method we use to print the content of the window. And set time out, this function here we call some uh, any in this bracket we call other function, and comma we can pass the value in seconds, or we pass the value as a time. So certain period of time, if we want to call certain function, then we use set timeout method. After certain period of time, if we want to call other functions, then we can use this set timeout method. So if we want to change the color of the window after 2 seconds, then we can write the programs for that, appropriate program for that, like that. So this function calls or evaluates method after specified number of milliseconds. We are passing the value in milliseconds here. So next part is, this is all about window object. Next part is event. Event means what? Events are actions done by user or an application that occurs on the web page. Events are actions done by user or an application that occurs on the web page. For example, see here we are already studied one event. Which event? The mouse click event. Mouse click event for this button. For this buttons means on the click of this button, I am going to open one window with one message box, one with one confirmation box. So this is one event. Whenever I am clicking on this button, if I am displaying something, that is one event. Whenever I am pressing key of the keyboard and I want to display one message, that is one event. So you may have, you are having the events like on key press, on key down, on key up. These are the keyboard events which are related with keys on the keyboard. On key press means if I want to display one message on the pressing after pressing the key, then it will invoke. When once I press the key, it will invoke one message. On key down, whenever I am keeping down the key, it will display one message. It will pop up, a message window will pop up. On key up, once I release the key from the keyboard, then that event will call. On key up. Same for mouse also we are having some events. One event we are studying, that is on click. On click, these are mouse events, means whenever we are handling this mouse and that events are invoked, that which are the those, one is mouse on click, on mouse move, on mouse out, on mouse over, means to that button, particular button, once I click that button, if I want to pop up one message window, I can write the function. Once I move the mouse from that button, on mouse move, then that message window will pop up. Once I keep the mouse on that button and I remove that out of that button, I removed, or I my cursor will come out from that button, then this event will call my on mouse out. Suppose this is buttoned and I keep this mouse pointer on that, then at that time on mouse over event will call. Similarly, our forms also having some events. So we'll check it with example. We'll check it with example. See, here, here I took one form, and on submit event, I will call here one event, that is on submit event means I am going to use one function. Sorry, I am going to take one text box and one button, and whenever I am click on that button, means whenever I am going to submit that form, then I am going to call one function. So this is the line of code to display text box. This is line of code to display one button with type submit, and whenever I am clicking on that button, I want to pop up one message that form was submitted. Then we'll check the output here. See, I'm going to write any text, and once I submit, the form was submitted, means on submit of this form, this message I got. So for that purpose I used on submit. It occurs when user clicks submit button. So same like that, you can write the event like on blur, means whenever we lose the field or lose the focus of that element, we can call this event on a blur. On focus, once we click on that element, means we set the focus on that element, then we can call this event. On change, once we change the value of that particular element, then we can call this event. On select, once we select some text of that element, then we can call this event. On submit, on the submit of that element it will occur. It will on reset. It will occur when we use or we click on reset button. On load, on load. Once our form load on the page, it will handle this event. Which event? On load event. And on unload means once we close that particular uh, page or we close that window, then this event will call and the message box related with that or the action related with this event will happen. Like that, we will have some events on blur, on focus, on change, on select. So here, just keep it in mind. The words are explaining themselves. No need to recall the things or keep it in mind. Whatever they wrote here is whatever the names they given here, the names are explaining themselves. Event handler on blur means when we lose the focus, it will occur. On focus, when it will occur? When we set the focus. On change, when we change the value. On select, when we select the value. On submit, when we submit the form or we use the submit button, when we click the submit button. On reset, when we click the reset button. On load, when we load the page. On unload, when we unload the page. So this is all about objects in JavaScript, document object model, window objects, and properties and methods of window objects, document objects, and some events. In that, mouse event and keyboard events you already studied in 11th standard. So in this standard you have some form events which we studied now. So this is all about for today's lecture. We will meet in next lecture. Thank you. Bye.